In South Florida and across Jacksonville, the streets have been keeping score. September 17th, 2021, a dog walker makes a discovery that would shake Hallandale Beach to its core. In the front yard of a vacant home lies Wiz Da Wizard, real name Wisdom Williams, a rising rapper affiliated with Kodak Black's sniper gang. No gunshots heard, no suspect's name, just trauma and silence.
My deal on my features is still going. It end this month, it's only for this month. 5,000 for the features, man. I know a lot of niggas don't want to tap in with me, so you know this is your chance. You know what I'm saying? I already did 3. There's only a couple more spots left. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do a couple more spots. So if y'all trying to do that, y'all tap in. You know what I'm saying? 5,000 for the feature only this month.
And Chopper 4 was over the scene of a death investigation in Hallandale Beach. Police say they got a call this morning about the body of a man found near an abandoned house on Northwest 6th Terrace and 10th Street. Investigators are trying to figure out what happened and have not released the victim's name. If you know anything about this case, call police.
Something wasn't right on that quiet Hallandale Beach street. It was early, too early for anyone to be outside, except for a lone dog walker who noticed something in the yard, something that didn't belong. They froze. They didn't know it yet, but what they found was the beginning of one of South Florida's most disturbing mysteries. Police arrived within minutes. They didn't say much, not at first, only that there were quote-unquote unusual circumstances. Only that the body didn't appear to belong to anyone who lived there. Only that the house itself had been empty for months. And behind the scenes, investigators were already whispering the same name, Wiz Da Wizard. But at this point, nothing was confirmed, not officially.
Deadly discovery in Hallandale Beach where a body was found this morning. Investigators suspect foul play. Local 10's Ian Margle is live with details on this. Ian.
Yeah, police cleared this scene about an hour and a half ago at this point. This is the home where that man was found, but there are still a lot of questions left to be answered here. Namely, why did this happen and where was this man killed? Make their way into a crime scene after a man was found dead on a sidewalk Friday.
Investigation continues. There's going to be detectives reaching out to the family, friends, trying to get some more information.
According to Hallandale Beach police, a neighbor found the body around 6 a.m. in front of this home on Northwest 6th Terrace and 9th Court. It's unclear at this point if the man was actually killed there or if his body was dumped, but police say he did grow up in the area. Although law enforcement hasn't confirmed who he is, the victim has been identified on social media as rapper Wiz Da Wizard. And as people gathered at the scene, some pushed their way under the crime scene tape.
When you suspect that it might be a family member of yours or a loved one, you would want to try to confirm that for yourself. It wasn't anything malicious or ill will. It was just trying to get their own confirmation.
Now, investigators are working to figure out who did this and why.
We're making a plea to the public at this time that if anyone has any information that could help us assist with a suspect, then that would be greatly appreciated.
So this is still very early stages of this investigation. Wiz Da Wizard, his real name, Wisdom Williams, and the police did tell us that the victim grew up in this neighborhood. He hasn't lived here in a bit, but did grow up here when he was younger. As soon as we get any updates on this case, of course, we will let you know.
Before the public knew anything, shockwaves were quietly moving through South Florida's rap scene. Phones buzzing, group chats lighting up, people checking on each other. Wiz Da Wizard, real name Wisdom Williams, hadn't been answering his phone. No posts, no stories, just silence. For a rising artist tied to Kodak Black and Sniper Game, silence was unusual. And when silence turns into fear, rumors start spreading like wildfire. Screenshots, tweets, Instagram lives, everyone saying the same thing. Wiz was found dead. Wiz was chopped up. Wiz was left in somebody's yard. But the truth was still carefully held behind public tape. No suspect, no motive, no confirmation. Only one thing was certain. Whatever happened out there wasn't random. When investigators finally released details, the community's worst fears were confirmed, and then some. William's body had been found dismembered, left in pieces in the front yard of an abandoned home. There were no gunshots, no signs of a struggle in the immediate area. It was as if whoever did this wanted the body found, but not the truth.
We're following breaking news in Hallandale Beach. That's where a man has been found dead in a neighborhood.
Police do suspect foul play. Local 10 News reporter Annalise Garcia joins us live.
She's at that scene now with some breaking details for us. Annalise.
Christy, Janice, we got here about an hour ago in the middle of a lot of commotion. We were on the other side of this crime scene where about 100 people were gathered waiting for answers on this person who was found dead. Now, we are hearing from these people that we were speaking to on that side over there that the deceased is well known in the neighborhood. As for official confirmation to who he is, we're waiting for police to tell us. Sky 10 over the scene where a body was found early Friday morning. Hallandale Beach police tells us they found a man dead near Northwest 6th Terrace and Northwest 10th Street. Investigators say they do suspect foul play. Whether the man was killed in the location he was found or if his body was brought here after the fact, that's still unclear. Local 10 arrived on scene where a large crowd of people gathered near the yellow crime scene tape. Some people comforting each other, others standing around watching, waiting for information. Our cameras were rolling when one man decided to cross the yellow tape because he wanted to see the deceased body of his family member. Police tried to stop him and things escalated. Multiple people crossed the tape. Eventually, officers were able to clear the area of the crime scene. Broward County Sheriff's Office showed up to assist. Now, emotions were high out there earlier. They're still high. People want answers. We're working to confirm more information as to who this person is and how his body ended up here.
Detectives worked quietly, methodically. They canvassed the neighborhood, knocked on doors no one had opened in months, searched for cameras, looked for any sign, any trace of where the killing actually happened. Because one thing was clear, this wasn't the crime scene. This was a message. But a message for who? Behind the scenes, investigators were tracking something else entirely. A pattern, shootings, robberies, disappearances, violent incidents stretching back years. And at the center of almost every thread was the same name. Denea Hot Boys, a crew with deep roots, long histories, and mounting tensions in Broward County. A crew the Broward Sheriff's Office had been quietly building a case against for months. A case that connected crimes across multiple neighborhoods. To the public, these were scattered headlines. To detectives, it was one long chain. But connecting Wiz Da Wizard to it, that was dangerous. That was sensitive. That was the kind of connection investigators refused to speak on. At least not yet. Still, the whispers grew louder. While police were still processing the scene in Hallandale Beach, South Florida woke up to another headline. Another rapper, Spot 'em Got 'em, had been shot while driving down I-95, hit in the legs, hospitalized, survived.
Two developing stories involving rappers. Police in Hallandale Beach say a man was found dead in front of a home this morning. He's believed to be rapper Wiz Da Wizard. Florida Highway Patrol says an alleged road rage shooting on I-95 also this morning led to another man getting at least 22 bullet holes to the driver's side of his car. That man is said to be rapper Spot 'em Got 'em. CBS 4's Jessica Vallejo joins us from Hallandale Beach with what police are telling us about both shootings.
This is the corner of 6th Terrace and 10th Street, and this is where that body was found early this morning in front of this vacant home. You can see those markers still remain on the floor, but this no longer an active scene. Police still remain investigating.
A prior resident to the city of Hallandale Beach.
While Hallandale Beach police have not confirmed the identity of the person found, multiple posts on social media claim the victim was rapper Wiz Da Wizard. Police said what caused the person's death is still unknown. Now, Chopper 4 aerials show police cornered off a large perimeter of the neighborhood. Family members showed up to the home. Police say as per the integrity of the investigation, they will not release the man's name yet.
I can't confirm a head wound, but it does appear that he did have some trauma to his body, correct. At this time, we don't have any known suspects. and the investigation is still ongoing.
2 incidents, hours apart, both tied to the same circles of music, street politics, and danger. Coincidence? Retaliation? Distraction? Police wouldn't say, but residents who've been watching the rising tension in Broward County for years, they had theories, dangerous ones. And as more information leaked out, the question became impossible to ignore. Was Wiz Da Wizard targeted, or was he caught in someone else's war? Then, years later, everything changed. In late 2024, the Broward State Attorney's Office announced a massive 33-count indictment. 8 alleged members of Denia Hot Boys were arrested in a sweeping sting operation.
A crime crackdown taking down a violent gang of suspected killers. Now a list of murder cases are heating up again. Vanessa Medina is live in Fort Lauderdale with the details for us. Vanessa.
That's right, some of them dating back to 2021. What happened was, according to police, a case in January blew open the whole thing, and now 8 suspected murderers are behind bars. A violent gang, police say, off the streets and in jail. 5 going before a judge Wednesday, facing a 33-count indictment, which closes 8 murder cases and 12 attempted murder cases in Broward County. The investigation began back in January after 17-year-old Terrence Farrington was shot and killed at a Plantation Best Buy.
They was buying ring cameras. Terrence came out, Terrence failed, and died right there.
And all 4 people were shot, including 2 customers. The star football player was killed. Police now say Sigmund Brown, Kavaris Johnson, and Gerard Charles are responsible for the teen's death.
Terrence was a student full of life and love, and was one of the star players on my 7-on-7 football team.
A print lifted at the scene led BSO's gang task force to one of the gang members, and that blew open this investigation. 10 months later, 8 now arrested, guns confiscated, along with stolen credit cards, gift cards, and ammunition. The state attorney's office now breaking down each case and charges against each suspect. Trayvon Key and Kavaris Johnson charged with the shooting death of rapper Wiz Da Wizard, or Wisdom Johnson, back in September of 2021. Johnson is also accused in the shooting death of Antoine Dobard. He was shot at a laundromat in Pembroke Park, April 9th, 2023.
I see these 4 guys with black hoodies, and I looked and they started just unloading. They just started firing.
Johnson is also accused of murdering Vernaldo Donner and Terry McKenzie, both shot and killed while driving on I-95 in Fort Lauderdale, May of last year.
Second victim has a gunshot wound to the back of the head. 2 level 1 traumas on the Broward.
We have Sunrise Boulevard completely shut down westbound. They're walking the ramp, looking for evidence on this roadway right now, possibly bullet casings.
Kavaris Johnson and Raja Roll facing yet another murder charge, this one a week after Terrence Harrington was killed, this time.
I've been shot. Call my boyfriend.
Johnny Henderson shot and killed while driving in Miramar.
We just heard pow, 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 pow.
It was like a semi-automatic. So it was like, you're like 4 times or 5 times.
All 8 facing serious charges that could land them in jail for life and or the death penalty. So of the 8, 1 is a minor. He also went before a judge today. The 5 going before that judge today pleading not guilty. The other 3 going before a judge Friday.
The list of charges were staggering. Homicides, shootings, conspiracies, crimes stretching back to 2021. And buried inside that indictment was the breakthrough. Trayvon Key, known as HMT Trey, was charged with first-degree murder of Wisdom Williams. Another man, Kavaris Johnson, was also charged. And for the first time, investigators said it out loud. Wiz Da Wizard's murder was believed to have been committed to benefit or further the interests of a criminal gang. A killing with purpose, a killing with intent, a killing meant to send a message. But even with the arrest, the puzzle wasn't finished. Even now, there are things the public still doesn't know. Where was Wiz actually killed? Why was his body left in the yard, placed so deliberately? Who else might have been there? And what did investigators uncover that hasn't been released? Because one thing is clear, dismemberment isn't random, it's impulsive, it's theatrical, it's symbolic, it's the kind of violence meant to echo. And in a world where music, money, loyalty, betrayal, and street politics intersect, someone also knows more than they're willing to say. The indictment gave answers, but it also opened new questions, questions that may never fully be uncovered. Wiz Da Wizard was more than a headline, more than a crime scene, more than a name whispered in the early morning hours of September 2021. He was an artist on the rise, rapping beside Kodak Black, building momentum, gaining views in the hundreds of thousands. He had music, he had fans, he had a future. And the mystery surrounding his death didn't silence his legacy, it amplified it. What really happened to Wisdom Williams? Who ordered it? Who knew about it? And what secrets are still buried in the shadows of Broward County? 2 years later, September 13th, 2023, Dorothy Dee Dee Smart, mother of rapper Psycho Bob, is found unresponsive in the front seat of her van in Fort Lauderdale. The back windows shot out, no arrest, case still open.
Y'all won't believe this shit, right? I pulled up at my little people's house and shit, right? So now when I go there, I knock on the door, they like, they ain't there, they ain't answering the door. So son tell me just like, I know a bitch looking at me through the peephole. So I twist the peephole off, you feel me, the little peephole. I twist that bitch off. When I twist that bitch off, right, I look in there, I'm like, man, I see your ass right there. They hide, I should have poked their ass in the eye.
In South Florida, stories have a way of growing shadows, long, heavy, and impossible to outrun. But on a quiet September evening in 2023, those shadows crept closer than anyone expected. A van parked in a Fort Lauderdale driveway. A neighbor calls for help, and inside, a woman known to her community as kind, warm, unproblematic, lies still. Her name, Dorothy Dee Dee Smart, mother of rapper Psycho Bob. And from that moment forward, nothing in this story feels simple again. Dorothy Smart wasn't found on a desolate road. She wasn't found after hours of searching. She was right there, in plain sight, shot inside a van, in the driveway of a family home. No suspects, no witnesses stepping forward, no motive that made sense. Police investigated, but every direction led into silence. For her neighbors, the loss felt surreal. For her family, it felt personal. And for the public, already familiar with her son's turbulent past, it felt like the beginning of something darker. To understand why this death shook so many people, you have to understand who her son is. Psycho Bob, Cambrell Smart, rose through Florida's rap scene alongside Kodak Black, a voice in Sniper Gang.
Jump in and find, oh! Huh? They ain't get on yet? KTB cut those business, you feel me? They know on the real stuff, like the real stuff. On the real stuff, like real stuff. Like really like I put fear in the devil type shit. Like, you feel me? So y'all hearing all this bullshit, just know Psycho put fear in the devil. Like shit, really like that. Like put fear in the devil. I look in the mirror, and sometimes when I walk in the bathroom, look in the mirror, I'm like, oh shit. I like that shit scare myself. Like I'm really him. Like one of the niggas scare me is Psycho. I be scared what he gonna do to me sometimes. Like
part of the Halloween themed Project Nightmare Babies. Someone whose music lived in chaos, menace, in the streets he came from. But behind that music were real enemies, real grudges, real danger. And the deeper you look, The more it feels like violence followed him long before tragedy ever reached his family. Before any bullets flew, there were words. A simple mall trip, shopping for shoes, nothing out of the ordinary.
I'm gonna check out the shirt and the drawer. Y'all, you ain't had the hot top in this time? You can't order them? Oh, Sunday. Which one would have ripped the low top or hot top?
Hot top. Cause you got attacked.
Until Psycho Bob locked eyes with someone who wasn't happy to see him. An argument started. Nothing physical, not yet. But those who were there say Psycho Bob crossed a line that can't be uncrossed. He pointed upwards. It said something chilling. They sent your mama up there. A cruel, taunting reminder about someone else's mother, someone who already been killed. In that moment, a seed was planted, a moment people would later replay in their heads, wondering, did that comment sign someone's fate? Because Psycho Bob was no stranger to violence, and violence was no stranger to him. Back in 2021, the streets of Lauderdale erupted into chaos. 2 cars speeding down State Road 7, exchanging gunfire like a scene that shouldn't exist outside of a movie. Shots ringing out across traffic, drivers swerving, crashes stacking up like dominoes falling in slow motion. And when the smoke settled, one of the injured was Psycho Bob.
Off the top now, gunfire erupting on a busy road in Lauderhill, leaving a car riddled with bullets.
The shooting sending 3 people to the hospital, and that's where we find Local 10's Sanella Sabovic live with what just learned about one of the victims. Sanella.
The victims, all men, were transferred here to Broward Health Medical Center from Plantation General Hospital. We're told they are stable, expected to be released soon, and one of them is actually a South Florida rapper. 3 friends were driving southbound on State Road 7 just north of Sunrise Boulevard Monday afternoon when they heard gunshots and pulled up right to a shooting scene.
When we came up, we just seen like the accident. I seen the guys getting out of their car, blood gushing out of them. It was just really traumatic to see.
This gold sedan was riddled with bullets. The 3 men inside were shot and begging for help. One of the victims, police say, is a South Florida rapper who goes by the name Psycho Bob. Tristan Johnson left his friends behind and immediately drove them to Plantation General Hospital.
Honestly, I didn't think. I just went with the car and just drove. It was like an adrenaline rush, and like I was hitting the gas the whole way, and I was trying not to hit anybody.
The rapper and the 2 men who were with him were then transferred to Broward Health Medical Center. Police say around 3 Monday afternoon, someone inside a black BMW started shooting at the men inside the gold sedan. The driver of the sedan tried to get away and in the process crashed into several cars. The shooter caught up to the victims and continued to fire. That's when someone in the gold car shot back. The driver of the BMW was last seen heading southbound on State Road 7. Police investigated for hours, finding shell casings along the street and on the sidewalk. They are actively searching for that BMW and the people inside. As for Johnson, he was glad that he was able to help and says he was at the right place at the right time.
It's probably a day I won't forget. I feel like I did something good. So, yeah, hopefully they're okay.
Again, the victims, we're told, are stable. They are expected to be released from the hospital soon. And we're told also by Lauderhill police officers that they are not cooperating with this investigation. Meantime, that BMW and the person responsible for this crime have not been located just yet.
Good Samaritans pulled him from the bullet-riddled car, drove him to safety, listened to him choke on blood while trying to talk. He survived, but the shooters disappeared. No suspects.
Say Cheese had you tripping, ain't it? Say Cheese had you tripping. Say Cheese had the op tripping too. Op said they was smoking on me. What the fuck y'all smoking, man? Smoking on me, you better smoke meth. Who the fuck smoking on Psycho? Who gonna smoke a Psycho? Who gonna roll up something that called psycho? A bitch ain't finna smoke no joint called psycho. You must be dumb. Dumbass. You smoking a psycho. How you smoking a bitch that's walking? Nothing wrong with him, nothing wrong with his body, but you smoking on me? Come on, man. Smoke dick. Smoke dick, baby dick hairs. You hear me? Come on, man. You can smoke a baby dick hair or smoke the Chucky doll dick hair. I'm going though, man. God bless y'all, man. Y'all please stop talking about get well when shit ain't wrong. I'ma holler at y'all. Don't send me shit about no get well no more. When shit ain't happened to me, nothing. You hear me? Nothing ain't wrong with me. Don't send get well, nothing that. Tell say cheese, eat a baby dick. You feel me? Tell say cheese, they need to be redoing some more research.
No cooperation from victims. Another moment where violence made an appearance, but answers never did. So when his mother was murdered, people couldn't help wondering, was this retaliation, revenge, payback for something said, for something done, or something that never made headlines at all?
Now on to a deadly discovery after a woman was found dead inside a van in Fort Lauderdale.
The back windows of the van appeared to be shot out. Local 10 News reporter Ian Margol is live with the latest on this investigation. Ian.
Things in this Fort Lauderdale neighborhood really quiet now, but last night this was a very busy scene, and I've spoken with family members of this victim. They tell me they are absolutely heartbroken today. Let's take you back to that scene last night, right around 6 p.m. Fort Lauderdale police say they responded to the home on Northwest 30th Way and 21st Street, where we're standing right now. They found a woman shot in the front seat of a van right in the driveway here. The woman was pronounced dead on the scene, and the detectives began their investigation, working the area for any evidence of what may have happened here or why this woman was targeted. Now, we have been able to confirm through family and neighbors, this woman was named Dorothy Smart. She went by Dee Dee. Neighbors say she was a lovely person, an absolutely great person to be around. We have also confirmed she is the mother of South Florida rapper Psycho Bob. We're trying to get more information about exactly what happened here. We have been able to confirm no arrests have been made. If you know anything that can help detectives on this one, call Broward Crime Stoppers at number 954-493.
Okay, Leanne, thanks a lot. New details after a woman was shot and killed in Fort Lauderdale. We've learned she was the mother of a South Florida rapper, and Local 10's Ian Margol is live now at the scene for us of the shooting with much more. Ian.
Yeah, we spoke with family members of the victim off camera today, all of them saying they are absolutely heartbroken. Neighbors here saying this woman was a fantastic person. A Fort Lauderdale home standing quiet Thursday. The shades pulled down and the driveway empty. But only hours earlier, it was a crime scene. According to police, just after 6 p.m. Wednesday, officers responded to reports of a shooting at this home on Northwest 30th Way near 21st Street. And found a woman in the front seat of a van in her own driveway. Stay civilized. Neighbors confirm Smart's son is South Florida rapper Psycho Bob, who is currently in prison on weapon possession charges and who's a close friend of Kodak Black. Neighbors say Dee Dee, as she was known, was an incredibly sweet woman who was always friendly, and now police are looking for her killer.
Police didn't confirm anything. They barely had leads. What they did have was a woman dead in her own driveway, her son hundreds of miles away behind prison walls. Whatever this was, it didn't feel random, but nothing about it felt clear either. Because by the time his mother was killed, Psycho Bob wasn't free to defend himself or her. He'd already been sentenced 5 years on a gun possession charge from 2022. His past had finally caught up with him, but the streets were still moving. Still watching, still remembering old words, old beefs, old moments that never truly faded. And while he sat in a cell, violence reached his family instead. So now, we're left with a story full of holes, a mother killed with no suspects, a son surrounded by enemies he can't see, a string of shootings with no answers, a life in prison while danger unfolds outside. Was Dorothy Smart targeted because of her son? Was it a message A warning or something deeper, something only the streets know and refuse to share? Then, June 23rd, 2024, Julio Foolio ambushed at 4:40 in the morning. A birthday celebration turned execution. More than 30 rounds fired in a Tampa hotel parking lot. 3 mass shooters, 3 weapons, 1 target.
Well, y'all, they done got that boy. I say they done got that Julio Foolio boy. I told him they would go get him. Yeah, nah, well, I didn't tell him they would go get him. I just knew they would go get him. Because the boy works hard to get got. Nah, that works hard to get shot on. Man, they shot his foot off last year, give him that pirate nub. Man, he supposed to still got his foot shot off, ain't supposed to be bouncing around on his birthday. Man, get somewhere and sit down and rest that foot and work your heel. Nigga supposed to be
He asked why I'm hitting this vape so hard live. This vape is the reason I got shot on, bro. I was going to get a vape for the gas station. That's how I got shot. That what happened. So I'm finna post this bit.
Julio Foolio has been tragically gunned down on his 26th birthday on 6/23/2024. He was fatally shot at his party along with other victims, but Fulio's injuries proved to be fatal. Once the news of his death hit online, people were in denial due to the numerous times he had been shot in the past and pulled through. Who were the shooters? What made them want to take Fulio out on his birthday? Before we can dive into that, we have to revisit the past beefs of Julio Foolio so we can gain a better understanding of the tragic event that occurred on his birthday. Julio Foolio was the leader of KTA, which stood for Kill Them All.
My bad. I'm sitting on blitz.
Julio Foolio and Youngin Ace have been locked in a beef that has not only seen many lives lost, but made national headlines for bragging about their gangbanging on their Dead Ops and song. So how did this beef between YNR and ATK even get as heated as it did? Well, from everything that's been going around, it seemed to have started with ATK head honcho Youngin Ace and one of YNR's most prominent members, YNR Mookie. The most concrete link between them seems to stem from a situation that played off at a party where both crews were present at. Things got a little heated and one thing led to another. An altercation broke out and it's alleged Youngin Ace doubled back with the pole and shots went off behind YNR Mookie while his moms was close by. Mookie dodged a bullet, pun intended, but was grazed by one. While Mookie was plotting his revenge, Ace was out here stunting, making bangers off his willingness to off his ops with the hit single, Go to War. Ironically, in that track, the hook sings, "Don't wanna go to war with me. Mama's crying, dudes dying."
Just know what happened by Rod. Like, nigga, come on, bro. You know, man. Come on, stop being dumb, man. Like, you know what it is, man. Nigga ain't, man, come on, man. I ain't on that shit, man. You pussy, man. Man, like, bro, no. Tell a nigga drop they shit. Nah, I done dropped my shit. Tell a nigga drop they shit. They ain't get me when I drop my shit. They played. You feel me? They played. He told me he had my shit on done. You played. I bet you won't drop your shit, though.
On June 8th, 2018, Ace released a music video for another banger on World Star titled F That. In the song, you can hear the scenario of him busting guns in front of Mookie's moms with the lyrics, "Bitch had the nerves to up on me in front of my brother. I ain't scared, I ain't running, gotta go put me under." Spin back the same night and shot at him in front of his mama. Throughout the entire song, it was just him and his brother 23 in the visuals. Not his blood brother, but he considers him like family because of how close they were. 23's appearance in the video proves that the video was recorded beforehand for the upcoming release, because on June 5th, 2018, Ace almost lost his life after the ops caught him and his brothers lacking. He would be the only survivor.
Well, it was your brother's birthday. How old did he turn that day?
He had turned 18.
18?
And my other little brother, he had just turned 18 too.
Wait, so you had 3 of your actual brothers?
No, one of them was my blood brother, but other one like my best friend and another like right-hand man type thing. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, and they both, 2 of them turned 18 that day.
One of them turned 18, one of them turned 18 like 2 weeks before.
Okay, and then the fourth one was how old?
He was 19 at the time.
It made the song even more chilling seeing 23 in the clip alongside his bro in the life of the living. Reports state that youngin' Ace would be targeted after celebrating his blood brother Trayvon Bullard's, aka Quan Quan, 18th birthday with dinner at Wasabi Japanese Steakhouse at the St. John's Town Center.
A shooter or shooters on the run after 4 teens are gunned down to the south side. What we're learning about the men killed in a drive-by shooting. 18-year-old Trayvon Bullard, 19-year-old Jacoby Groover, and 18-year-old Royale Smith. They lost their lives late last night.
Police say the shooter followed the 3, along with a 4th survivor, from a restaurant at the St. John's Town Center to the Town Center Parkway, then opened fire. Sheriff Mike Williams says this shooting is gang-related, not an accident.
Not a random act of violence, obviously, and again, it's about encouraging young people to do the right thing and make sure you're engaged with the right people and you're hanging around the right people. And it's a tragedy, but one that could have been avoided.
Our news crews continue to follow this developing story. News4Jack's Eric Avignon joining us near Town Center Parkway, where shots rang out just 24 hours ago. Eric, a completely different scene there tonight.
Yes, you are very correct. As you can see behind me here, the Town Center Parkway is pretty much back to normal, which is a stark difference compared to last night around this time when this entire area was one major crime scene. Now, since then, we have learned a lot about those 4 victims. A family friend of Kenyatta and Trayvon Bullard tells News4Jax that the 2 brothers were out with Royale Smith and Jacoby Grover Tuesday night celebrating Smith's birthday when the celebration turned to tragedy. Police say the men were all riding together in this car on Town Center Parkway when people in another car that pulled up beside them started shooting at them. Kenyatta Bullard, who goes by the nickname Ace, was the only person in the car who survived the attack. A family friend says Kenyatta Bullard is an aspiring rap artist. His younger brother, Trayvon, goes by the name Quan. He had just graduated from Ridgeview High School last week. Kashawn Price graduated with him. He says he learned about Trayvon's death through social media.
I went on my Instagram, it was all over my feed. It was crazy.
Jacoby Groover was a standout football player at University Christian High School. He graduated last year. His former high school coach only had good things to say about him.
He was a good kid. Didn't really have any issues with him. He was always smiling. All his teammates loved him.
Police were dispatched to the scene at 10:53 p.m. and found a vehicle with 4 male shooting victims inside. 2 people were pronounced dead at the scene, 1 died at a local hospital, and 1 was left in critical condition. The Jacksonville Sheriff's Office said a vehicle pulled up next to a Chevy sedan, opened fire, and took off. They labeled the incident as a targeted hit based on an ongoing dispute between 2 groups and that the shooting is not a random act of violence.
I try to come forward, but I try to hold RJ. I'm trying to hold him. I'm trying to RJ open the door. I open the door, I'm pushing him out. I'm like, bro, I got you, bro, I got you. He grabbed his shirt. I'm like, bro, I can't move. He tell me he can't move. I jump out the car. Cope open the door. Cope said, call everyone. It's compromised.
It was only a matter of time before Ace would heal up and gear up for war with his main man K-So. Together, they began their get back, upping the score on their ops. YNR and an extension KTA suffered the losses of their mans Charles McCormick, aka KTA Lil Buck.
On Robinson's Instagram, there was a story posted of a child singing a song entitled KSO Homicide by rapper Youngin' Ace, a local rapper who has made headlines before. The video was posted after the murder of Charles McCormick. Also another story, which depicted Hakeem Robinson at a nail salon receiving a pedicure with the caption, "Kill a N-word, then go get my toes done."
And 16-year-old homie, Baby Osama.
And gunfire erupts inside a Northwest Side apartment complex. It leaves this 16-year-old dead. Neighbors say that the shooting sounded like a war zone.
60 to 70 rounds had to be dropped in the course of maybe 15 seconds.
Sky 4 captured the large crime scene outside the Hilltop Village apartment complex off 45th Street just before 3 this afternoon. For several hours, the backside of the apartment complex was taped off as investigators collected shell casings and other evidence.
And while police have not released the victim's name, sources tell us it's Adrian Gaynor Jr. Tonight, News 4 Jax reporter Eric Avanier was there earlier and has the latest.
Family members have identified the 16-year-old boy who was shot and killed inside the parking lot of Hilltop apartment complex as Adrian Gaynor Jr. They say he was employed at a local McDonald's, attended school regularly, and was beginning to get on the right track. The person or people responsible for his death has not been captured, which is why we are not identifying neighbors who say they heard what sounded like a plethora of weapons being fired.
It sounded like it was Iraq out here, like multiple guns, like from different guns.
Sounded just like probably an AK-47 or something that would, shoot repeatedly without stopping.
The shooting happened while kids were returning home from school. Unfortunately, some of those children heard the gunshots and recognized the kid who was killed.
I was standing over there.
Tamika Gaines Holly is the PTSA president of Ribault High School, who is currently running for city council. She says she was with a group of students from her school who knew the victim.
And they were saying, that's my friend. And I know he didn't know that was going to happen to him today. We didn't know that was going to happen. And I'm consoling a group of students from our school. They were got out of school when this happened.
This has to leave you outraged.
I am outraged.
And so is Northside Coalition President Ben Frazier, who was also on scene. Frazier recently called for a week-long ceasefire in response to a recent string of shootings. He's optimistic that the violence will slow down.
We can only hope that as we go through this date forward to March 2nd, that there will be still fewer of these kinds of incidents occurring in our city.
Eric Avanier, Channel 4, the local station.
And so far, a suspect hasn't been named, and we haven't been told what led up to the shooting. It's also unclear if the 16-year-old was the intended target.
They caught Lil 9 lacking while driving, shot up his whip, sending him crashing into a store where he passed.
Right now at 10, police are searching for a gunman after a passenger in a car was shot and killed along a busy stretch of Atlantic Boulevard in broad daylight. Sky 4 giving you a bird's eye view. The shooting sent people in nearby buildings ducking for cover.
Just like bop, 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 bop. And like, it just happened fast, man. 10 seconds, maybe everything.
And this is surveillance video of the crash following that shooting in Arlington. We've highlighted the black car seen slowly driving down the street, a car police are now looking for in connection with this shooting. Police say the gunman fired about a dozen shots into the car, with one of those bullets striking the passenger.
News 4 Jax reporter Eric Avanier is live at that scene. Eric, as you join us, police are saying that this shooting could have had more victims.
Yes, police are actually shocked that there weren't more victims, considering the fact that the shooting happened in broad daylight on this very busy strip of Atlantic Boulevard, where you've got businesses all up and down the strip, including this store where police say the car carrying the gunshot victim crashed into the glass wall in the front. And get this, police say based on the shells that they recovered from the scene, the murder weapon appears to be a rifle. Not long before the parking lot of Rentalwell became a crime scene, surveillance video captured a gray Dodge car pulling into the parking lot and crashing as another car believed to be involved in the shooting slows down, then drives off. The area where the black car slows down is also the same area where police collected multiple rifle shell casings in the street, leading investigators to believe the shots were fired from the black car. A store owner across the street heard the shots.
Real rapid, loud gunfire. It seemed like maybe 12 to 15 shots.
Shots so loud that his customers and employees took cover.
There was a couple here, and the man grabs his wife away and says, "Baby, hit the ground." Like,
both police and our crime and safety expert Ken Jefferson says the shooting could have injured or killed innocent bystanders, especially since the weapon appears to be a rifle.
I'm very surprised and very relieved that there was no other injuries involved in that, because you've got a heavily populated street with constant traffic going back and forth, and you've got a business right there.
Rifle rounds have the potential to travel great distances and ricochet and go in any direction. So
Another witness we spoke with says the car that crashed had been parked at this gas station for 25 minutes with both the passenger and driver inside. Then he says moments after it left, he heard gunfire.
Wow, I just saw these people, just now and look now, like what happened now. I didn't think about it that was gonna happen. That happened too fast.
Now, while a motive behind the shooting appears to be unknown at this time, our crime and safety expert says that this definitely doesn't look like a random act of violence. Reporting live in Arlington, Eric Avanier, Channel 4, the local station.
Ace and K-Soul really was shaking something back for real. They held no remorse, posting 9 laying on the floor lifeless and clowning, making jokes. Everyone was getting it. They even called Fulio himself lacking. Luckily, he survived being shot.
That nigga shot me, but he didn't kill me. On Kendrick. You fucking stupid.
Currently, K-Soul is behind bars fighting for his freedom from the hit on Lil Buck with his pops. Jacksonville rapper Fulio was shot by his ops in his hometown while driving through a residential neighborhood near Paxton School for advanced studies. Even though Julio Foolio, whose real name is Charles Jones, survived the shooting, an image of the severe gunshot wound he suffered has made its way to the internet.
When I'm backing out, that zoom like behind me, it stopped. So I hit the brakes. I'm like, so I'm finna let that bitch get in front of me. I ain't finna let them get behind me. So that hop in front of me and we get to the next stop sign. That bust a left, hop out, go to blowing that down. Like the car went dry, so that start, I'm like, damn, I'm dead. And that bitch on the drive, I hit the gas, smashed the gas to the next start sign, bust the right. And that bitch went dry no more, I hopped out. I jumped behind like I don't know if it was a van or a truck, hopped behind they. I was just laying there for like 10 minutes, I'm like, damn, I'm shot. So I get up, I'm like, I can't walk or nothing, I'm knowing my foot f***ed up. I knock on the people's door house, I'm like, I'm shot. Like, I'm bamming on that bit, like I'm shot. Y'all open that bit, I'm hitting the rain camera and all. I'm looking through that bit. I see he's sitting on the couch. I don't know if he had headphones in or what. I'm bamming on that bit. He ain't paying me no mind on. Like, what the f? So I hop back to the car and then I just drive to the hospital, hit 100, bro.
Yeah. A lot of people, I had to hit your line. A lot of people, they've been dying to hear from you. A lot of people were concerned. A lot of people were confused. There's so many questions going on, as usual, with your name. But, I mean, we all know you got shot in the foot, last week. And, you don't have to tell us too many details. But, we pretty much know, you were driving, correct?
Yeah, I was driving.
Is this daytime, nighttime?
It's like 5, 6 in the morning, probably 6:30, some shit like that.
In the morning. So you didn't go to sleep?
It was still dark. It was still dark.
Wait, 6:30 in the morning?
Yeah.
So I mean, did you wake up early? Did you not sleep that night?
Nah, I was up. I was up the whole night type shit. My dumb ass, I'm nicking. I wanted to go get a vape from the stove. So I hopped in the car and I guess I got.
Fulio managed to drive himself to the UF Healthcare Center after being shot, but not long before the 25-year-old's parents updated his fans on his condition. After checking himself into the hospital, a graphic image of Fulio's foot hit the internet, which has gone viral. A Florida rapper was shot and killed early Sunday morning while celebrating his 26th birthday in Tampa, who performed under the name Julio Foolio, was shot at a Holiday Inn after being kicked out of an Airbnb after a gathering exceeded occupancy limits, according to a statement from his lawyer.
And then I'm thinking, at the Holiday Inn, what the man, ain't no protection on at the Holiday Inn. They ain't got valet parking.
Social media posts show Jones promoting the pool party at the home in Tampa Saturday afternoon.
We just got here, bruh. You got to add it. You got to add it, man. Push up. We just got to this bit. Tampa, Florida, man. You already got to add it to the pool party. Push up at 5:30, man. Push up at 5:30, man. We finna get everything right. Push up at 5:30, 6 o'clock, man. It's up. Got me drinking, cuz. I don't even drink, cuz.
You supposed to have a chaser.
We can't deep and fuck for my birthday, man. Everybody coming out the stairs. No cap, man. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? We deep as hell. We deep as hell. 20 deep. Lit everywhere we go. Got my brother with me. He done popped out for me for my birthday. He done time. It's double lit. Oh, God. Yeah. Appreciate everybody popping out for my birthday, you know what I'm saying?
Happy birthday!
Everybody got their shot, put their shot in the air, man. Okay, David. Everybody take this shit on 3, man. 1, 2, 3.
Added 24 on scene, work done, alright. 46, hospital 10-4.
Breaking news, police say 4 people have been shot at a Temple Terrace Holiday Inn. Tampa police are still on scene of this fatal shooting. 8 on your side's Chloe Sparks is joining us live with new information. Chloe, what's the update?
Stacy, this is the Holiday Inn Hotel right across the street from USF, the Tampa campus. We just spoke with police officials who tell us that 4 people were shot here in the parking lot, and one of those people died here on the scene. The other 3 people are currently at the hospital. Now, police say they received a 911 call to McKinley and Fowler Avenue around 4:40 this morning. They say that they were told 4 people were shot. Again, 3 of them transported to the hospitals, 1 dead on the scene. They believe that those 3 other people will survive. Now, they're trying to find out what led up to the shooting. What was the motive? They're looking for video. They're looking for any surveillance cameras outside this hotel, or maybe any guests that maybe saw or heard what happened. They're trying to interview any witnesses. We're told they actually are letting people into the hotel right now. They're all actually being escorted by police as this whole entire parking lot is blocked off with crime scene tape. Now, we're told that these hotel guests should not feel like their safety is at risk because there are so many police officers out here. But again, they're out here trying to find out how many suspects they're looking for, and then again to get that suspect or suspects in custody. They said that it seems like those people who were involved in this shooting were coming to this hotel to get a room. It's unclear whether they were staying at this Holiday Inn, but again, 4 people shot in this parking lot behind me, 3 of those people injured, and 1 of them dead. We'll continue to work with police to find out more information this morning and report it back to you here on News Channel 8. Reporting live in Temple Terrace, Chloe Sparks, 8 on your side.
The statement from the rapper's lawyer said that the shooting was an ambush that took place in the hotel's parking lot. 3 other people were injured in the shooting but are in stable condition, according to a Tampa Police Department press release. The investigation is ongoing. Jones was previously shot at during violent incidents in 2023, 2021, and in 2020. But the violence didn't stop there. January 24th, 2025, a 7-year-old child, Breon Allen Jr., gunned down in Jacksonville. Investigators call it retaliation tied to Fulio's murder. The intended target, his cousin. The evening air was heavy, thick with the kind of silence that only follows something unspeakable. In the neighborhood where the echoes of daily life, laughter, conversation, the hum of traffic, were familiar comforts. A different sound had shattered the routine. Gunfire, sharp, relentless, merciless. And when the smoke cleared, a child lay dying. 7 years old, a trip to the corner store, and the moment that would change everything. It's rumored that the 7-year-old who was fatally shot was collateral damage to the person of interest on the hit. The main target was a rapper and affiliate of Youngin Aces, and his name is literally Main Target. In 2024, rapper Julio Foolio made headlines once again, but this time it would be due to his death. Julio Foolio was shot multiple times outside of a Holiday Inn. He was ambushed and shot to death. This was due to the ongoing war between Julio Foolio and Youngin Ace, the ATK versus KTA war in Jacksonville. Julio Foolio openly practiced voodoo and claimed to have put a curse on his enemies. He was very into this religion, especially based off his Haitian roots, and he felt that the voodoo kept him protected.
I feel like, and then any person I meet who practice voodoo, you feel me? They believe in that, man. Like, they believe they got protection. So, like, he could have made he definitely could have made wiser choices, bro. I feel like some people just, they get tired, you feel me? They get tired of always being on point. And then, bro, the internet will have you thinking you invincible, bro. You feel me? Cause so it's like, okay, a guy gets shot a couple times and don't die, he'll say, I'm bulletproof. No, man, you're not bulletproof, you bullet prone, you feel me? Them bullets hurt you. You just survived, you feel me? And that go to people's heads.
2018, you actually dropped Voodoo. I know that's a big thing in Jacksonville.
Florida.
Right, Florida. Can you describe the voodoo scene? And I think you said your grandma was doing it?
It was like a phrase, but voodoo. It's like, that's a big thing in Florida, period, though, with Haitians and Zoes and stuff like that, but it really ain't nothing like too crazy. It just, you know what I'm saying? It's just like a way of living.
Can you describe how it works for people that might not know? Like, you know?
You just gotta come to Florida and just meet your woo lady and go through the process. Do what you gotta do.
Did you find out anything crazy about, what's been like your craziest voodoo session?
That's something you can't really speak about.
Oh,
you gotta,
okay.
You know what I'm saying? You just gotta go to Florida and just, you know what I'm saying? It's certain stuff there how you do, like you sleep in the graveyard for like 3 days, 4 days to a week. Drink chicken, like animal blood. It's different stuff though,
Breon Allen's mother had seen him off just minutes earlier, his tiny hand in his cousin's as they stepped out onto Commonwealth Avenue. The sun hung low in the sky, stretching their shadows long against the pavement. A typical day, a normal walk, but normalcy is fragile. A thread easily cut. The car appeared out of nowhere, a Kia Soul, moving slow, deliberate, a hunter's pace. Then brakes screech, doors swing open, shadows spill out onto the street. Figures, armed, moving like phantoms from the underworld. They weren't here for warnings. They weren't here for second chances. A shotgun, a handgun, a target.
Tell me about your 7-year-old.
He was a happy child, very happy child. He was a superstar. He played football, very well known through the city, because of his stats in football. He scored 33 touchdowns this season, took his team to the championship.
And this was a youth league?
Yes, the Pop Warner Youth League. They played at the Jacksonville Stadium just this end of the football season in October.
And what school did he go to?
SP Livingston.
What message do you want to get out to anyone who may have saw what happened or have information as to what happened?
I just need you to speak up. That's it. I just need you to speak up and come forth with some names, some information, whatever you know. Because he was a baby. He didn't ask for none of this. He was just walking from the store, Just got out of school, walking from the store with an older cousin or relative, and he was gunned down.
And how did you find out about all this? When did you find out?
I was actually 5 minutes away. I was headed to pick him up, and a family member called me that was at the house and said that my baby was shot, and they didn't know if he was still alive.
And I had asked, what is his name?
Breon Allen.
How do I spell that?
Breonallen.
Thank you so much, and I'm so sorry for your loss. Yeah, it'll be all right, okay? You just gotta get through it. I know it's gonna be hard, but you gotta just be strong.
Yes.
Then chaos. The first shot thundered through the air, shattering the illusion of safety. A second, then another. The air filled with deafening chorus of violence. Windows shattered. Bullets ripped through wood, metal, and flesh. Breon's cousin tried to react, tried to move, but the street had turned into a battlefield. A child, just a child, a boy who had barely seen the world, caught in the storm. The impact sent him to the ground, blood pooling on the pavement, mixing with the dust, the heat, the echoes of screaming voices. Then silence, the kind of silence that doesn't bring peace.
I never thought that I'd be burying one of my babies.
Right now at 11, a gang-related shooting in Jacksonville leaves a 7-year-old child dead and a 21-year-old man with serious critical injuries. That information coming to us tonight from investigators. And as you just heard there, the mother of Breon Allen, the little boy killed, is speaking with First Coast News.
But first, news surveillance video captured the moments that dozens of bullets were sprayed. The shooting happened in the West Side area this afternoon near Commonwealth Avenue and Orchard Street. Tonight, we have live team coverage. Christina Burgess is speaking with the boy's mom outside of the hospital.
But first tonight, we want to begin with Renata DiGregorio. She's live at the scene on Commonwealth Avenue. And Renata, what's happening there now at this hour?
Anthony, Heather, it is still very busy out here. According to police, there were nearly 4 dozen officers just from JSO's unit focusing on group violence. Right now, there are a number of evidence markers that are laid out. Police are searching for multiple suspects, and one neighbor who lost count of the number of gunshots she could hear on her surveillance video hopes investigators find the suspects fast. Surveillance video from a neighbor's backyard shows what appears to be a man and a boy walking down the 2200 block of Commonwealth Avenue Friday evening. Video then shows what police believe to be a dark-colored Kia Soul drive toward them. Then this. More than 40 gunshots can be heard. Investigators say a 7-year-old boy was killed and a 21-year-old man suffered serious injuries. We've learned from the family that the boy's name is Breon Allen.
It is believed that the adult victim is gang associated.
Police say the man and boy are related but have not confirmed the actual relation.
I heard a lot of gunshots.
The neighbor who provided the surveillance video asked to not be on camera. She says she watched it happen from her back window.
They drove up on the house, yes, and both the driver and the passenger got out of the vehicle. Didn't stop it, it was slow rolling, and they were firing on the house at the same time.
Now, as police search for multiple suspects, this neighbor hopes they solve the case quickly.
It's enough to get these guys caught.
If you know anything, you can leave an anonymous tip through Crime Stoppers. You should also call JSO.
They came like ghosts, and just as quickly, they were gone. The shooters vanished, swallowed by the streets that had once harbored them. No names, no faces, only the lingering taste of gunpowder and grief. Inside homes, families clutched their children a little tighter, doors locked, curtains drawn, but nothing could keep out the horror of what had just happened. A 7-year-old was dead, a man was fighting for his life, and no one knew if the ghost would return. I've never seen anything like it. A neighbor's voice trembles as they recount the nightmare. They saw the figure step out of the black vehicle. They saw the weapons raised. They saw the way the street became a war zone. 2 shooters, maybe more. They knew exactly what they were doing. And the police, searching, investigating. But justice moves slowly when the shadows are always one step ahead. This brings us back to Julio Foolio and his voodoo practices. Stories pass between hushed voices. Some say this was more than gang violence, that something darker lingers beneath the surface, something older, something unseen. Voodoo. Voodoo is a religion influenced by traditional African religions that involves magic and the attempts to communicate with spirits and dead people, common in parts of the Caribbean, especially Haiti, and in parts of the southern United States.
Or it's like a rituals. Oh yeah. Yeah. So you could be in a religion and still practice voodoo? I wouldn't say that, but something like that, yeah. Something like that. So like with the rituals and shit, like, cause you know, I really, where I'm from, this ain't really common, so I really don't understand it. Like, what do motherfuckers be doing? Like, is it like spells and shit? Like the example type shit.
It be shit like, you gotta go sleep in an open casket for like 5-6 days.
Yeah.
Shit, like it's like just dumb, like shit you gotta go through. Like, okay, you'll get it. You want a bitch to be up about you, take her hair, give it like, and she'll just, you know what I'm saying, just witchcraft, like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
So have you seen like somebody do I don't know if you want to call it a spell or ritual, and then you actually see like it work?
Mm-hmm. A word spoken in fear, a belief rooted deep in the South, tangled in the history of blood and power, and the ability to call upon spirits, to weave faith with unseen hands. Could this be connected? Was this just another battle in the street war, or was something more at play?
Now, I mean, I know you done had a few near-death experiences.
Yeah.
And my question would be, is it because you had the Bible on the dash that you survived?
Yeah, I got to say it was. You know what I'm saying? And the voodoo that I do. You know what I'm saying?
I done seen the voodoo.
The goats I sacrificed. You know what I'm saying? The chickens and the hens and the pigeons and the doves. You know what I mean? And my Orishas, Shango, Epai, Egun. You know what it is.
No one dares to say it out loud, but the fear is real. It lingers in the air, clings to the skin like humidity before a storm. We will not rest until those responsible are held accountable. Sheriff T.K. Waters' words are firm, but the city knows the truth. This isn't over. The shooters are still out there, watching, waiting. And somewhere in the heart of Jacksonville, the streets whisper their secrets to those who know how to listen. Violence isn't a stranger here, but this time the rules have changed. This wasn't just another crime. This was a message, a warning, a reckoning. And the question remains, was this simply the act of men, or is something far more sinister creeping through the cracks of the city? The answer is out there, somewhere in the shadows of Commonwealth Avenue. But some truths are better left buried. 4 separate tragedies, 4 different victims, but the same cycle. No arrest in the death of Wiz Da Wizard. No suspects publicly named in the murder of Dorothy Smart. Julio Foolio's ambush, a coordinated attack, and a 7-year-old child caught in a retaliation spiral. This is what happens when street politics, social media, and revenge collide. Open investigations, open wounds, and families still waiting for justice. The question now isn't just who pulled the trigger, it's how many more names will be added to the list before it stops. Alright y'all, there y'all have it. I hope y'all enjoyed these 4 crazy stories out of Florida. Hey man, get in that comment section, let me know what y'all think. Drillers and trappers, we outside trapping and drilling 247. Don't go nowhere. Watch that next video. Gang!